efficient legislator on top of everything
Brotherhood
else.
of Teamsters.
Anyway, here's fucking Sean O'Brien. Goddamn
What?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looking motherfucker. I can't believe him doing this. This is so fucked
I'd like
up.
to give my peeps from the greatest state in the nation, Massachusetts, some props. What's up?
That's awesome.
First,
You know who he is, right?
Yeah,
I want
he's
to
a
thank
voice
the
of leader of the
hard-working
Teamsters.
Teamsters and union members
amazing.
here in Milwaukee who play vital roles in the building and operations of this convention. I also want to thank President Donald Trump for opening the RNC's doors to the Teamsters Union and inviting me to speak before you tonight.
Maybe he'll say something cool.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna be like, y'all are fucking cowards and phonies. You do not care
All
about
across this
labor.
country and meet with my members every week. You know what I see? An American worker being taken for granted. Workers being sold out to big banks, big tech, corporates, and the elite. And I'm not the only one who sees this.
Donald Trump's vice
Everyday
presidential pick is
families see it.
specifically for big
The
bank and
American
big tech.
people aren't stupid. They know
Elon Musk said he's
the
donating
system is
$75 million
We all
every
know
month
how
to Donald
Washington
Trump's
is
PAC,
run.
$45 million.
Working people have no chance of winning this fight. That's why I'm here today. Because I refuse to keep doing the same things my predecessors did.
What is he going to do now? What's the opposite?
Today, the Teamsters are here to say we are not beholden to anyone or any party.
Except for the convention that you're speaking at right now.
We will create an agenda and work with a bipartisan coalition ready to accomplish something real for the American worker. And I
What
don't
are
care
you
about getting
saying, bro?
criticized. It's an honor to be the first Teamster in our 121-year history to address the Republican National Convention.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Several months ago, I asked the RNC and the DNC for the opportunity to speak. To be frank, when President Trump invited me to speak at this convention, there was political unrest on the left and on the right. Hard to believe. Anti-union groups demanded the president rescind his invitation. The left called me a traitor.
Yeah, 'cause you are. You're a fucking idiot. That is an entire room full of people that would kill you if given the opportunity.
Why
You
it's so
fucking
important
dumbass.
for me here
Oh
today.
my God.
Think about this. Think about this. The Teamsters are doing something correct. If the extremes in both parties think I shouldn't be on this stage.
You are literally a labor leader. You are
President
a labor
Trump
leader. When they mean extremes on both parties, they mean you. You fucking,
Republican
you
convention.
dumbass, you
And that's
stupid bald
unprecedented.
monkey. Oh my God.
No other nominee in the race would have invited the Teamsters into this arena. Now,
I'm gonna
you can
light
have
my
whatever
Teamsters
opinion you
don't
want,
cross picket lines
but one thing is clear.
sticker on fire.
President Trump is a candidate who is not afraid of hearing from new, loud, and often critical voices. And I think we all can agree, whether people like him or they don't like him,
Look at this.
in light of what happened to him on Saturday, he has proven to be one tough SOB.
Donald Trump and the Republican Party have never done anything even remotely positive for any labor union ever, even on accident. What a fucking absolute charlatan, dude.
Now, when I won the presidency of the Teamsters in a national election 2.5 years ago, we started reaching across the aisle. In the past, the Teamsters have endorsed GOP candidates, including Nixon, Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. But over the last 40 years,
bro just presenting his L's from the worst era.
Strong relationships with organized labor. There are some in the party who stand in active opposition to labor unions.
Just so you understand, this guy's entire shtick was supposed to be that, like, it's a different Teamsters now. It is not the old Teamsters. Alongside with the UAW, like, there was reform happening in
Teamsters
both of these
are not
unions.
Interested if you have a
I
D,
guess not.
R, or an I next to your name. We want to know one thing. What are you doing to help American workers? As a negotiator, I know that no window or door should ever be permanently shut. In my administration, the Teamsters reached out to 8 Republican senators who stood up for railroad Teamsters over our fight for paid sick leave. Josh Hawley was one of them.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
We started talking. Senator Hawley changed his position on national right to work. Then we started walking. Senator Hawley walked a Teamsters picket line in St. Louis and a UAW picket line in Wentzville, Missouri. More than that, I want to recognize Senator Hawley for his direct, relentless, and pointed questioning of corporate talking heads, lawyers, CEOs, and apologists. He has shown he is not willing to accept their pillaging of working people's pocketbooks.
He's such a fucking dumbass, dude. I'm sorry.
I
He's
know from a career in
text some people.
negotiating that you get nowhere by slamming your fist on the table. The first step is to listen. The Teamsters and the GOP may not agree on many issues, but a growing group has shown the courage to sit down and consider points of view that aren't funded by big money think tanks. Senators like J.D. Vance, Roger Marshall, and Representatives Nicole Maliotakis, Mike Lawler, and Brian Fitzpatrick are among elected officials who truly care about working people.
What?
And this group is expanding and is putting fear into those who have monopolized our very broken system in America today. There are far too many people on both sides of the aisle still caught up in knee-jerk reactions to unions, who subscribe to the same tired claptrap that unions destroy American companies. Take a moment to consider United Parcel Service, which is the largest private sector logistics company, and it's been unionized for more than 100 years. More than 350,000 Teamsters make it run. We work for good middle-class wages, quality health care, and secure pensions. There are work rules that ensure fairness and due process for both sides. UPS is the most efficient package delivery company in the world. But let's not forget that UPS doesn't provide these great wages and benefits out of the kindness of its heart. UPS does it because the Teamsters fight for it, all 350,000 of us. You know, corporatists hate when working people join together to form unions. But for a century, major employers have waged a war against labor by forming corporate unions of their own. We need to call the Chamber of Commerce and the business roundtables what they are. They are unions for big business. And here's another fact. Against gigantic multinational corporation, an individual worker has zero power. It's only when Americans band together in democratic unions that we win real improvements on wages, benefits, and working conditions.
Wait a minute.
Companies like Amazon
business.
are bigger than most national economies. Amazon is valued over $2 trillion. That makes it the 14th largest economy
They stopped
in the
clapping
world.
when he started talking about
What
workers'
is
wages,
sickening
dude.
is that Amazon has abandoned
Read the room, you
any
stupid
national
bald
allegiance.
fuck.
Amazon's sole focus is on lining its own pockets. Remember, elites have no party, elites have no nation. Their loyalty is to the balance sheet and the stock price at the expense of the American worker. In my office in Washington, D.C., I can see the United States Capitol from my window. I see well-intentioned people arrive in Washington and get eaten up by an unforgiving system. The responsibility to average Americans takes a back seat. The objective now becomes survival. Fundraiser after fundraiser. Corporate consultants hedge every initiative. The Hill crawls with lifers, bouncing from government jobs to corporate jobs and back again. I think we can all agree D.C. is a pretty treacherous area. Most legislation is never meant to go anywhere, and it's all talk. And in America, talk isn't cheap. It's very expensive, and it comes at the cost of our own country.
Guys, Sean O'Brien is a MAGA communist.
No, our system is broken.
Sean
The
O'Brien
elites
is
are
a
not
Jackson Hinkledink fan.
Workers. There is a political caste system that prevents citizens from accessing their representatives to hold them accountable. For a moment in
Everyone's
time,
getting pretty silent. It's so
working
good.
people in America were seen as essential. Sadly, it took a global pandemic for political and corporate elites to notice this fact. But ask yourself this question. Since the end of the pandemic, when was the last time you heard major news outlets regularly refer to workers as essential? You haven't. The men and women who provide goods and services, deliver packages, stock grocery shelves, care for patients, pick up your trash, and keep our communities safe are taken for granted.
Our
All
brothers
the
and sisters
while,
and our local
the stock
teamsters that are
market
watching this in
boomed,
horror.
housing prices
Yeah, I don't think the rank and file is going to
and
appreciate
corporate
this.
salaries skyrocket.
Like, the
But
Teamsters
the
have a lot of
income
right-wingers in
of
them, but,
everyday
like, there's
American
definitely a
are
shit ton of
in the
leftists
face
in the Teamsters, of
inflation,
course.
At the gas pumps, at the grocery
People
store,
that voted
with
for
the
him.
electrical bill, and with the car insurance. This has got to change. Never forget,
Gosh, Sean Fain is so much
American
cooler.
workers
It's not even
own
funny.
this nation. We are not renters. We are not tenants. But the corporate elite treat us like squatters, and that is a crime. We've got to fix it.
Rank and file checking in. This is
Now,
fucking
this'll
horrendous, and I
shock
can't
you.
wait to vote him out. It's
This'll shock
insane what
you.
he's doing.
To paraphrase Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, it's time for both sides of Congress to stand their
The
butts
democracy
up.
reform movement worked with Sean O'Brien to pass some really good reforms in the union, and it's continued to grow.
We
I don't see him
need
going anywhere, though. They've won a
trade
lot of good
policies
contracts.
that
Yeah,
put American workers
he
first.
fights like hell, for sure.
It needs to be easier.
He's a great
for
leader for his
companies
union.
to
This,
remain
not so
in
much.
America. We need legal protections that make it safer for workers to get a contract.
That's why Trump
we
is.
must stop corporations.
He's going to push
from
for the PRO
abandoning
Act.
local communities to inflate their bottom line. We need
Trump is going to
meaningful-
institute CAD check.
Today, corporate vultures buy up
Alongside
companies
JD fucking
like Yellow
Vance,
Freight
dude.
with the intent of driving them into bankruptcy and feasting on their remains. The courts leave workers begging for crumbs as third-tier creditors. Labor law must be reformed. Americans vote for a union but can never get a union contract. Companies fire workers who try to join unions and hide behind toothless laws that are meant to protect working people but are manipulated to benefit corporations. This
He's not endorsing
is
them, dude.
economic
He's speaking at the
terrorism
RNC and not
past.
speaking at the
An
DNC.
individual cannot
Are you
withstand
insane?
such an assault.
He also
A quiet
refused to
worker
endorse
cannot
Biden, which is
afford
fine.
corporate
But,
delays.
like, if you go and
These
speak at the
greedy
RNC, you're
employers
functionally
know
saying,
there are
Trump
no
might be my guy.
consequences for the company, only the worker. We need corporate welfare reform. Under our current system,
Someone just said Kai just broke his setup, and I'm in my mind, in my head canon, I'm assuming HasanAbi broke his setup because he's so angry that Sean O'Brien is talking at the RNC.
These companies offer no real health insurance, no retirement benefits.
HasanAbi is a champion of labor.
Relying on underfunded public assistance. And who foots the bill? The individual taxpayer. The biggest recipients of welfare in this country are corporations, and this is real corruption.
I was given the longest speech so far.
We must put workers first. What could be more important to the security of our nation than a long-term investment in the American worker? In 2021, Teamsters nationwide
this is 100%
elected me
correct.
to fight for them, and that's precisely what I'm doing. Something is wrong in this country, and we need to say it out loud. I will always speak for America and the American worker, both union and non-union.
I thought he would have been. I thought he would have said like immigrant labor is like hurting unions or something.
Each and every one of you, and especially my friends on the Democratic side, to embrace cooperation.
He's salting the RNC.
To achieve meaningful and productive change, to ensure we make this great nation in this world the bigger, faster, and strongest nation in the entire world. I love this country. The Teamsters love this country. Our 1.3 million members move America on the roads, in the ports, on the rail, and in the air. And at the end of the day, if the powers to be stop me from raising my voice on behalf of American workers, I will not have one single regret. I still carry my commercial driver's license. I still have my place on the union seniority list.
This makes me so sad.
You'll find me back
because, like, I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party, but I do care about him. I do care about one of the largest labor unions in North America.
Of
like,
a union contract that
makes
gives
this actually
me
is very
the freedom
depressing.
to speak my mind and to fight like hell. God bless the greatest nation. Thank you very much.
Is he speaking at the DNC as well? This guy's twice the leftist you'll ever be. I mean...
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
Please welcome back RNC Chairman Michael Whatley.
That was interesting. I got a text in the middle of that from a Republican congressman saying that he had to check to make sure he was at the Republican convention, not the Democratic convention. That was Sean O'Brien, president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, making an appeal
when the brown sheds blow my brains